Are you a beginner? Are you new in React, JavaScript, and Next.js? Do you know tech stack as just a list of cool technologies? And tech stack is not a list of cool technologies. It's a list of technologies that you can master and solve any problem. This course is for you. I am going to teach you Next.js, Tailwind, TypeScript, 10 stack query, 10 stack table as well, date FNS, React hook form, Prisma, and Zod. But what is more important for a beginner about this course, I'm not just going to push in these tech stack or cool technologies. I'm going to teach you the understanding so that you can answer interview and be able to get employment. What is important is orchestrating these pieces of technologies in such a way that you will win. In this course, you are going to win. Let's just get into the demonstration. You can add a product here in this Amazon clone. As you can see, the product has been added. If you didn't add anything, as you can see, there's some validation. So let's say this is a laptop as a product name, and then let's type here, let's say HP laptop, okay? HP laptop 2, okay? Laptop 2. Okay, as you can see, this is HP laptop 2. This one, let's just say this is a computer. Okay, and also we can choose a different laptop here since we've already chose a laptop like this before. And then we're going to change a category to laptop. How many of these do we have? How much is this? Let's say this is 4,500 and we've got 20 of these. Let's add this. So if you didn't notice, when you click add a product and when the product is loading, these inputs are all disabled. This is an advanced way of doing things that prevents the user from fiddling while you are still adding data or your system is processing. I'm going to teach you all of this. Now that we are done adding a product, where do we see the product? Let's just go to a list. As you can see, guys, here is the list of a product, okay, the laptop that we have added. And interestingly, you can even update the category. Let's change the laptop to a furniture. As you can see, category updated. If you don't believe, let's just refresh here. Now this laptop is supposed to be a furniture. Let's just take this back to laptop. As you can see, if we refresh, this is now a laptop. And then if we want to add a category, we can come here and create a category and type here computer. Okay, now that we have added a new category, we can go back here to list of product and change some of the products. Okay, as you can see, we have named this a computer. Isn't better if we can change the category to a computer? As you can see, guys, in case you think that's all, that's not all. I'm going to teach you as well how to create this cool sidebar Shad-CN component. What is the tech stack? We are going to use Next.js, Tailwind, TypeScript, 10 stack query and 10 stack table. Even though this is 10 stack query, my apologies about that. Date FNS, React hook form, Prisma, and Zod. In case you think that this is the first video, this is not the first video. This is a series. If you might want to watch the first one or part 1, please check the link in the description below and watch this video. This started here. This is part 1 and this is part 2. And now you are in part 3. Thank you so much. See you on the next one. Alright guys, let's continue. In this video, we are going to fix some UI minor issues. Things like this alignment and also reusable code. So without wasting time, let's just jump straight into it. So let's start with this. So what we want to do, we want to go to admin at company. Let's see what might be the issue here. Sorry, this is not add product. Sorry, add product. Then we want to get to the form. Let's get to the actual form in JSX, as you can see. So what I want to do, I want to go to the button. Okay, there's a width of 4. Okay, what wraps a button? Let's see. Is there any action that wraps a button? No. Okay, debugging CSS is not as easy as we might think, so let's just inspect and take another approach. Let's click here and let's come and check what's going on here. So it seems like there is a form, okay, as a container, gap of 4. Okay, I want to know what caused this button to give us a gap here. Okay, it looks like there is... Okay, now I see. Now I see. Since we are using a wrapper, okay, since we are using a wrapper, which is, I would like to believe this wrapper from toggle is loading. Okay, everything is centered. Okay, we don't really have to have a height in this component. Okay, we don't really need a height. Okay, so this takes a width of full and it centers everything. Okay, so the challenge that we have here is that this button has got some sort of a fixed height. Okay, so what we want to do, let's make sure that this is relative. This is relative so that when we do anything inside it, when we give any element a width of full, that element could take what can I say, this parent's width. Okay, so let's go to the form. Okay, let me just go back. Okay, as you can see, we are here. This is a width of 120. I don't think I want this. Let's make this a width of full and see, so that it can fill, suppose, the entire parent. So we are done with this one, as you can see, 100%. And then let's go to category, add a category. As you can see, we are having the same issue here. Then what we want to do as well, we want to check here, inspect and see what might be the problem. Okay, this has to be a width of full as well, the same pattern. Let's go to add category. Add category, the pattern has to have a width of full. Okay, all right, and then this form has got a bit of a problem. As you can see, it has got a defined height and width. Okay, let's go to that form. Okay, where I am, want to go to the form. Okay, let's see, the width of a form is 150. I don't want this. Okay, I don't want this. Let's see, maybe every element here, let's check, every element here needs to be controlled, or it needs to take the width of this form. Okay, so we want to set the width of this form. Let's say this was 150. We want to set it to 60, let's say. Okay, as you can see, I'm happy with this, but now this element doesn't take a width of full, so we need to go to that element and check what might be the problem. So let's go to this input. Its own width is not a width of full. Let's see. Okay, let's think about this. Are we going to always set, first of all, let's see if it's working. Okay, let's see if it's working. This input is not a width of full, and I don't, oh, this is a label. My apologies about this. This is a label. Let's check class name. Okay, let's get this a width of full. Let's see first if this is going to expand. Okay, I'm not sure if this is not reloading or this is not expanding. Okay, so what we want to do first, we want to check why this is not expanding. Let's see. Let's make this a certain color. Okay, debugging CSS is not as easy as you might think. Okay, as you can see, this has got a problem. So the input doesn't have a problem necessarily, but it's the parent that wraps the input. And this parent, suppose it has got a width of full. This means that according to these classes, let's just quickly check our classes. If this class does exactly what it's supposed to do, where is full? Somewhere here. Width of full, it applies a width of full. I'm happy with this. So let's go back. So we've got another container here which doesn't have a width of full, so let's just add this width of full here.
Let's go back and check. As you can see now, that parent container was blocking everything. Now that we have fixed this, so everything works well. Let's go to the input and check, does it really need a width of full, or by default it's a width of full? Okay, as you can see, even though we didn't put a width of full in this what can I say, in this input, but by default it's a width of full. I'm happy with that. And then let's go back and remove this. Okay, at least we have fixed our styling. I'm happy with this. So what we want to do now, happy with this. What we want to do now, let's see if our loading is working. Okay, every component needs to show the is loading. Okay, as you can see, this one doesn't show the is loading because suppose there is a loading spinner here. So what we want to do, we want to take this toggle is loading. Apologies about this. Toggle is loading, and then let's go to category list, product list. No, where is my category list? Category list here. Is it me or it's, let's see, where are we here? Oh, we are on product list. My apologies about this. We are on product list. Let's look at the table. Where is the table? Somewhere here. Where are we rendering the table? We are rendering the table here. So where is the actual table? Here is it. So do we want to do this on the actual container or on the actual table? Let's do it on the actual container. So what we want to do here, we want, my apologies about this, we just want to put this is loading wrapper, as you can see, and then we want to take all of this, and put it inside here, and then we want to excuse me about that, my apologies, and then we want to take the table query and put it here, because the table query has the is pending. And then let's control and C and import this. Okay, and now everything works well. Let's go back here and see. Suppose this has the is loading. Let's just navigate away from it, or let's just refresh, or maybe it's still compiling here. Let me wait for this. Wait for this to finish, and let's hit enter like this. So as you can see, there is a small is loading pattern there. And then what we want to do, that is loading pattern is too small. Okay, as you can see, this has got a default size of 4. Okay, let's make this a size of 12. Let's see how big is it going to be. I'm somewhat happy with it, but now I'm not sure if even on creating what can I say, even on creating a product, is it going to be that big? Let me see. Let me see. I think so. I think it's going to be that big. Okay. Now let's try something else. Okay. Let's not style this by using the width and height. Let's see. This is what type of a component is this? Is a created component. So what does that mean? That means we can add some sort of special CSS here. Okay, let's just go to this component and see how it has been created. Okay, let's see how it has been created. The default size is a size of 4. These are the class names. Okay, so we've got a loader icon here from Lucid React. So let's see, can't we have a size here? I want to test something on this icon usually have sizes. Check here, guys. Okay, and this size we can, let's put 20. Okay, remember we have removed the width and height, sorry, the size here. So that means suppose we don't have a size here. Okay, but let's go back and check. Okay, we can even do this. We can even go to the add product. Okay, we can even add a product and then come here, and then on is loading for now, let's just add the opposite so that this will always be on is loading. As you can see, this is still small, even though we have added this size. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to place this side by side. Okay, because I need to test this and see exactly what's going on. And then what I want to do, I want to go to is loading. First, I want to put a size of 12. As you can see, it's becoming bigger. I'm happy with this. Now, this means that if we go to the spinner and add a size here, this doesn't affect. Okay, I will tell you why I want a number here. Okay, I want to make sure that we pass a prop, not a CSS style. This is a CSS, what can I say? This is a CSS of 4. Let's make it 12 and see, it's getting bigger. Okay, how can we do this? Let's see, CN. Okay, let's try to do it this way. Okay, I think this can work. We want a variant here. We don't want to always set this. Okay, where is the CN? Here is the CN. This will be applied. Okay, which is our default is not going to be yeah, let's let a default of 4, and then let's come here and then add another class names. Okay, let's test. Sorry, we are supposed to just add a string here. So let's just add a size of 12 here and see, is this going to change? Okay, this is not a size. Okay, a size of 12. Remove this. Let's see. Okay, let's see, a size of 12. A size of 12 does nothing, right? Okay, the size of 12 doesn't necessarily do what we want to do. Let's see. Okay, let's go here. Let's add some backticks here. Then let's add this, and then let's add save. Let's add a size of 12 here. Is it going to change? Sorry. Still a size of 12 somewhere here is giving us some issues. Okay, let's see. We are going to win. We will find a way, and the best way to do this. Let's see. Let's go here. Okay, on the actual loading spinner here. As you can see, guys, I was trying to put this on a wrong thing. Okay, this was my problem. What I wanted to do, I wanted to let's see. Now let's take this, guys. Okay, let's take this. Here I want a class name. In this class name, I want to add cn, which is a class name utility from cn. And then in this cn, I want to have some default styles, and then I want to add some additional styles. Okay, as you can see. So let's paste and just copy the styles which were here. So this style falls. What's this? So I apologize about this. So this styles falls under. Okay, something is just not right here, but I just don't know why. Okay, cool. This style falls under the default styles, as you can see. Let's save. Okay, let's see now. Okay, let me just remove this. Okay, this is giving me some tough time, but we are going to win. Okay, I'm just gonna show you why I'm doing this. We don't want to keep on changing the size of the spinner. What can I say on CSS? Okay, as you can see, it's there. Okay, we don't want to use our CSS for changing it. So let's see. Go back here and use cn again here. Okay, cn. put this imported cn. Yes, let's see. As you can see, guys, no change. This is still loading. I'm happy with this. And then what we want to do, we want to add some styles here. Now, excuse me, we need to add these styles conditionally. Okay. For instance, let's first check if we can have the size here. Is this going to work fine? We need to always test. As you can see, guys, now it's working. Okay. So what I want to do here, I want to add a Boolean variable. Okay. Let me do this. We are going to have a variable here which is size. Okay. The size. Okay. Sorry about this. And then the size that we are going to have, let's go back here. And remember, the size, it's optional. And the size in terms of TypeScript is going to be SM, which is small, or okay, MD, which is medium, or LG, okay, or LG. As you can see, we're putting some variants here. Sorry, let me save. So what we want to do here, we want to put these conditionally now. Okay, how are we going to do that? We are going to do this, and we are going to ask if size is there. Okay, let me just copy this. If size is there, okay, if there is size, add this. Okay, if there is, am I in the, let's see, as much as I'm in the JavaScript here, let's see if the size is not there, do this. Okay, oh, since we're already in JavaScript, we don't need these curly braces, as you can see. So we're just saying here, if there is size there, do this, or else do nothing. Remember, at this point in time, there is no size. I'm expecting this to be small. Let's see. As you can see, guys, we are winning. Our conditional CSS is working. So if there is size there, let's continue. Let's ask again somewhere here in the middle. Size, okay, size equal to, suppose it gives me some options here for SM, whatever, because we've already got this. Let's see. Yes, this is style. So this size, it's supposed to give us this SM and other things, okay, automatically, but it doesn't matter. So if size is equal to SM, still we are asking, if that is the case, do this and make, if size it's SM, do nothing. Okay, there's no need for us to, or maybe our SM could be, excuse me, a size of 5. Okay, our SM could be a size of 5. That means if size is SM, do this, else do this. Okay, let's continue and see. Now, as you can see, this is our size of 5. I'm happy with that. Let's ask again. Let's see. If size is equal to SM, do this. Okay, or let's ask again. Now, I'm just going to copy and paste this. Okay, because this is what we are going to do always. If size, we are asking again, if size is equal to MD. Okay, sorry, if size is equal to MD, then this is not going to be a size of 5, it's going to be a size of, let's say 8. Okay. Okay. Else, let's see, this is 8, else do this, else do nothing. Okay. And then we ask again here. Okay. Ask again here of LG. If it's large, then we can, let's add from 8, let's add 12. Okay. A size of 12, else do this, and then else, that means if something is just not right. Okay, if size, okay, okay, if size is equal to LG, okay, do this size of 12, else, do this, else, let's close this, do this. Okay, so this is more like the final thing if nothing works here. Okay, so let's go and test this now. Okay, so now we can go to the add product. Am I on the add product? And then in the add product, in the is loading spinner, I'm just going to add the size. Okay, size to MD. Okay, and I'm going to add the size to LG. This is what I wanted to do. I'm happy with this. That means now our is loading is bulletproof. So for now here, let's just put MD. Let's see how it's going to be. I'm happy with this. Makes sense to me. And then this means that we are going to go to the loading spinner 4. We are going to go to was it the category? Let's see. I think it's a category of the product list. Product list. Let's go to the product list. Is there anything that is wrapped with? Okay, let me maximize now here so that I can get to understand what I want to do. This doesn't have the is loading. All we have added is loading to this. So let's go to it. Product list, and then we added is loading here, and then we want size equal to empty. At least let's just do empty. Let's check how empty is. Much better. Okay, and let's go to create. When we are clicking create here, I don't think this has the is loading. Okay, let's go and check on what we want to check on add category. Okay, add category. Let's see, do we have is loading? Yes, but if our is loading is too small, maybe we can go here and make the size automatically by default to be empty, so that we don't really have to add empty to all of these. Okay, let's add another category, which is met. As you can see, guys, everything works well. I'm happy with this. Let's go to the message of this created. Okay, this one. Okay, of this one, the created message of that one is wrong. Let's go back here. First of all, let's change. Where is pending? Add category. Nope. Add product. Change this. We don't need this empty now because we know that empty is the default. And then where is the message? On mutation, for mutation on success, we want the definition of this. Not event has been created. Let's say product added. Okay, that's what we want to do here. Let's go back. I think now we have managed to fix some small minor issues. The last thing that we need to do, we need to make sure that the add product is more like a template as well. What do I mean by that? Let's just go to, this is add product. Let's just go to, let's say, any of these product list. As you can see, this makes use of a container. Okay, this makes use of a container, something that add product doesn't do. Add product has some sort of a div. Okay, as you can see, this is a div. So I want to remove this. Let's see, where does this end? Okay, this ends here. So if we can remove this and remove the last div, okay, that will be cool. And then we paste this, and then we take the form, we put it inside this, and then we change the title for this. Okay, we change the title for this to add product. Okay, let's import this. All right, and then we want to go to add category. Add category. What we want to do in add category, we want all of this. Okay, go to add product and declare this somewhere here. Right after type and declare this here. Message product added. Product added. Category failed. Let's just say product failed. Then why this is product. Okay, we'll deal with this one later. So what we want to do here, we want to substitute things here. Let's go to the JSX. The title is add product. What we want to do here, we can change this. As you can see, we can change this backticks, and then we want to add this. Okay, and then add. Then this is going to be add product. Happy with this. And then let me just copy this thing. Okay, let's see where else do we want to do. Where do we want to use it next? Okay, I think in terms of the JSX on the button. Okay, on the button, let's check on the submit button. Okay, as you can see, it's add product, and then we want to put the backticks. Oh, sorry, not like this. Okay, the backticks like this, and then we want to. All right, let me do this, and then form name. I think I'm looking for form name. Okay, so let's just type here add, which is going to be add product. What else do we want to do? Let's go to our messages, go to our form mutation. Okay, our mutation, let's see, this is toast product edit. We just need to add the form. I'm not sure if it's form success or what, but it has got something to do with success, that variable name, success message. Okay, as you can see, this doesn't have the failed whatever. Okay, so let's add it here. It starts here and it ends here. Copy on error. Okay, on error, do this, but let's change the message and type form. Okay, let's say error message. Okay. Okay, I think guys we have reached the end. Everything it's more like a template. Now, if you might want to learn more from me, please don't forget what do I want to do. I will talk about this on the next video. Thank you so much for making up to this far. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you on the next one. All right guys, let's continue. Now what I'm starting to notice is we can add a category. Okay, but when we're creating a product, there is no category here. It makes sense because we started with adding a product without a category. So before we didn't have any list of category, but now that we have a list, this really doesn't make sense. So what we want to do, we want to make this image placeholder small so that we can add another component here, and that component is going to be a shart.cn select. So we might as well go to shart.cn, and then on components let's look for select. Okay, and let's install this shart.cn select. Then somebody's gonna select here. I'm happy with this. Okay, let's just go here and add another thing, and then as you can see I'm adding shart.cn here. And then what we want to do, we want to go to add product. I'm here already on add product. We need to create a second form query. Let's see, form type, since let's just say form query here, underscore query, not there. How come? Form underscore query or add product doesn't have a query, right? My apologies about that. Let's check on product list, because the product list is supposed to have a query. There's no forum query in this. Why? Okay, it's a table query here. The name of this here, it's a table query. It's fine. That's what I'm looking for, even if here it's a table query. Okay, because this is a table and there's no form here. So let's copy this and go to add product. Go to add product. We need to have a query here. Okay, this is form mutation. Let's have a form query here. Okay, the one that is going to query the list of what? The list of categories. Okay, let's call this form query. And then let's import use query here. I'm going to right click and press space. Okay, this is not going to be a product list. This is going to be a category list. Category list. This is not going to be a product. If this is going to be a category list, let's add here category. We are taking this from Prisma generated. Let's see. As you can see, the name and the ID. I'm happy with this. So we don't have this endpoint. Okay. So let's just try to do an, I'm not sure if this term exists in the software development industry, assumptive programming. Let's assume that we will get this data and code accordingly, even though the data is not there. So let's see. What I want to do now, I want to get the data from this form query, and I want to use a select. Okay, so let's go back here and check how to use a select. In fact, let's just copy and paste, okay, code for select. This is one of the issues that I have with SAT-CN. Their component design has got a lot of components, okay? Their component design has got a lot of components. Look at this. This is too much. Select, select, select group, select, select. Let's see. Let's copy and paste this. Let's paste it next to the image. My apologies about this. Let's paste this next to an image. Where is the image? Okay, where is that image? Here is the image. Okay, it starts and stop here. So let's add this before the image or after the image. Let's see. Let's just add this below the image. And also when we are adding it, we just need to create a wrapper for it. Let's copy and paste this. Okay. Copy and paste this. Instead of having an input there, we are going to have a select just here. Okay. Instead of an input, let's see, we're going to have a select. Let's remove this. And then in this label, we are going to have category, okay, or product category. Okay, product category. Okay, I'm happy with this. Let's just check how the UI looks like for now. As you can see, this is longer. Okay. Okay, as you can see, choose this. Okay, happy with this. So what I want to do now, I want to go to the image somewhere here, and then the height of this image is 60. Let's make this 40. I'm somewhat happy with this. I think this is fine. Okay, I'm happy with this. So let's check this. Select class name. What is not, let's say class name. There's no class name here. The width of this is some sort of a specific width. I don't want that. I want a width of full. Let's go back here. I'm happy with this. Okay. Now what we want to do, we want to populate this with the data from, what can I say, from the API. the category data. So what I want to do, I want to change this. I want to delete these ones, and I want to type here a form query. I would like to believe we've got a form query now. Sorry, dot data, dot map. Okay, data dot map. Dot map, here is a dot map, and then we want to put an arrow function, and we want to put this select here. Then we are going to receive an item here, or let's say category. Okay, we're going to receive a category here, and then inside here, what we want to do, we want to add the category. As you can see, we've got the category name here. Okay, as a value that will be sent to the API, we also need this. Okay, and then as we are looping through these, we need to always give these a unique ID. I think is it what's this? React always wants a key. Okay, yeah, the keyword is key. Okay, so that is it, because I forgot now, is it index or what? So React always want, when you are looping through JSX element, you need to provide a key. I want to copy category only here. So a unique key for this is going to be ID. Okay, as you can see, we're assuming that this will be fine. And then what we want to do, just like here on the, what can I say? On the pattern, we want the is loading, because we don't want to show this while it's loading. Okay, I hope you get the idea. Don't show when you've got, what can I say? Empty data. Okay, let's continue. Toggle is loading. Suppose we've already imported it, or it needs children. Okay, it needs children. I'm happy with this. And then I think the default size, it's a little bit bigger. Let's make the default size SM so that it can be smaller. And then what I want to do now, I'm happy with this. Okay, this won't display while, not form mutation, but form query, while form query is loading. It will keep on loading until all of this is loaded. I'm happy with this. And then what we want to do, let's go to our form query. Okay, and define the API form query endpoint. Apologies about that. And then this is going to be categories. And then let's go to the endpoint, API endpoint, category. Okay, I don't want category specifically. I want products. And this is get. I want to copy this route. And then what I want to do also here, I want to add what categories. Okay, categories. Okay, let me copy and paste that route. Okay, what we want to do here, DB items. Yes, remember I told you that the reason why I'm a bit generic with my terms, I want to be able to use them or reuse them. As you can see, now that we are reusing this element, we don't really have to change this because it was generic from the get-go. Then we're just going to change here to categories, or to category dot find many, and that is it. But why this return? It's like we will never reach this. Let's see. Okay, let's see. This opens here and it ends here. I'm happy. Try and then catch. Okay, we are trying this. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is true. We will never reach this because it's the same as this one, this 200. Okay, I think so. So let's continue. So what we want to do, since we copied and paste this from what? From products, we might as well remove this here. Okay. We might as well remove, maybe that was a mistake. So here on, this is not categories. Here on categories, we're going to find menu on categories and then. I think that's about it. I'm happy with this. Okay, let's just double check, more especially here on the API where we are. We've got the get, we want to try. Then we're going to get the category dot find many, and then we're going to send that data. Okay, I'm happy with this. And then let's go to add product. Nope. Here on admin, add product, API categories. Okay, let's see, API categories. I think I'm happy with this category list. Okay, so let's just test now if in terms of the categories, we are going to, this is going to reload as well. Okay, the default is, as you can see, we've got furniture and mat. I'm happy with this, but I didn't see this reloading. Maybe it was too quick or something, but I didn't see it reloading. Okay, maybe it's too quick. Okay, now we've got this. Now there's something that I don't understand here. Why this appears like this? Maybe it's me. I've made a mistake. Okay, let's go back to where we are looping. My apologies about that. Let's go where we are looping. Where is that? Somewhere here. Okay. This is a select item. Select content. I think I was supposed to have looked inside the select group. Okay, let's quickly test that. Let me add this select group here. And then I'm going to add a select item. Okay. Is it a self-closing tag? Nope. It's not a self-closing select item. Let me type here test. What else do you want? You want a value. Let me give you a value of test. Let's see how this is going to look like. As you can see, now we've got this here. So that means we just have an issue here. So that's not something to write a story about. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this empty group. First of all, here on the looping, just going to put here select. And then I'm just going to put this empty group here. Obviously, we're going to have some squiggly lines. That's not much of a problem because, okay, undo, because we want this JSX component or this element to be inside here. We just want to take the key to be up a little bit. Okay. Nope, not category. We want the key. Okay, we want this key equal to this. We want this to be here in this component. Okay, I'm happy with this. So now we are looping through these groups, not the select items. What else? Let's see. Do we have a select group? Yes. We don't need, when we are toggling the loader, this is the wrong place to be because this needs to toggle the whole element, select element. Okay. In fact, let's toggle the whole container here, this one. Okay. This one. And what I want to do, I want to take the toggle outside that. The toggle needs to be outside that. This whole container, there is a select. Where does this end? Let's see. Where does this end? This one. For the select, then let's put this here, this wrapper. Okay. What might be the problem with this toggle? Children is missing. Oh, now I see. Let's just remove this one. As you can see, happy with this. So now the toggle for pending of a query, it toggles this entire thing. I'm happy with this. In terms of the looping, let's check this group. We don't want this group here, okay, because it's already inside here. Okay, as you can see, here is it, and then we are looping in this group. Let's go back here and check. As you can see, now everything works well. I'm happy with this, okay, as you can see. And then what I want to do next, I don't want theme here as a default. I want to go back here on the select, where is the theme, and then category. And on the label, product category, I'm happy with this. Okay, guys, in case you might want one-on-one contact with me, I'm offering a 10-hour coaching course. This is a course where I teach you exactly what you want. I don't treat student as like, what can I say, like the same, because we are different. If you are a beginner, the other person might be an advanced beginner, and you might be an intermediate beginner. The other one might be an absolute beginner. So you can book a one-on-one free, what can I say, discovery call here. If you want, this is a 10-hour coaching course. I will teach you exactly what you want to go. This is more like a mentorship. If you might be interested, you can just click here and buy the course. Then I will teach you everything. Enough about that. Let's go back here and check. Guys, I'm happy with this. Now, we need to take this category to the database. Then what we want to do first, let's check our type here. Okay, let's go to Zod. It looks like our type come from Zod, as you can see. So we need to go to Prisma and see how category is being some sort of written there, so that we can write it accordingly. This is a product. Where is product category? Here is product category, as you can see. Here is product category. So let's just take this category here. Okay, and then let's go to add product. Let's go to Zod and add this category here. And then what we want to do in terms of category is going to be dot string. Then there's no need for minimum number of, I don't think we need that. If we've got a string here, then we are done. Okay, I'm happy with this. And then what we want to do on top of that, that means now once this is selected, this will be taken to the database as well. Okay, let's check the type. Is category there? Yes. Excuse me. Let's go to form submit. Let's go to form submit. Let's check. Let me just remove this. Let's check if are we receiving the category here. We are receiving the category here. Now let's just oh, we forgot something in the table for list of products. I don't think we have a category here. So let's go to first. Let's go to the columns definition. Let's go to columns definition of the product list. What we want to do here, where is our product? Let's see. As you can see, what do we have here? This is a bit tricky. Here, our schema has a category ID. Okay. We don't want the category ID here. We want the category name. Okay. Let's see why this type from Zod, from Prisma schema has an ID. Let's go and check there. Because we want the actual name. Okay, let's look at category product. So if this is a list, we've got the ID and what and category ID, as you can see. So the relationship here, according to the schema, between the product and the category is through category ID. We don't want this. Okay, we want category. Let's just add category. Okay, that means it's the that means it's the actual. Oh, okay, let's say category name because there is a clutch here. So let's say here, I think I'm wrong. My apologies about that. I think I'm wrong. The reason why this category ID is taken here first, it's because it's the unique reference, okay, that links this table and that one. Okay, it's some sort of a primary key and a foreign key thing. Okay, I am happy with this. Now, what I need to do, I think it is clear that this schema and the returned data from the database, they are not going to be the same in terms of structure. Okay, in terms of structure, let me show you what I mean. Let's go to this. Okay, I need to practically show you this. Let's go to a list, okay, which is the product list. Let's go to admin, the product list. I will show you what I mean. The product list, I want to be here. Let's console log the data that comes from here. Okay, we are already console logging it. I'm happy with this. Check here, guys. Okay, check here. Console log, where is that data? Here is that data. As you can see, it's an array of 2. In this array, okay, do we have a category name? No, we've got a category ID. I'm happy with this. Let's go to Prisma and manipulate this response in such a way that it's different from Prisma schema's model. Okay, remember I was telling you that it looks like the response is not going to be the same as a Prisma model. At this point in time, this type is more like a Prisma model, what Prisma is expecting as an input for this model. We are going to manipulate that. So I think this family establishes that an input is not always the same as output, because an output can be manipulated for the UI. Okay, that's what we are doing here. So let's go into that manipulation. We need to go to an endpoint where we an endpoint where we're getting a list of category. I think it's product, sorry, product. And then what we want to do, we are selecting many from here. Okay, as you can see, we are selecting many. I think there is an option here where we are going to put category. I think, I hope I still remember it. I think it's include. Okay, as you can see, include. What do I want to include? I want to include category. So as you can see now, we are manipulating the response data. This means that if Prisma, in terms of input, it was expecting only the ID, now I'm saying include category. Okay, let's go back here and see how the data is now that the category is included. Okay, let's refresh this. My apologies about that. Let's check here. Check here. Let's see. Now, we've got category null. Okay, this is interesting. Category, category ID. Yes, this is true. This is true. Why this is true? Because these items were added when the category was null. Okay, remember, this is what we're fixing. The category was null when we were adding these. So what is important here is that this shape is different from the Prisma model shape. Okay, and then what I want to do here, category ID. What about the name? Name is studio. This is the name of this. So we are going to get the category name here. Okay, so I'm happy with this. And then we need to change the shape of this, because now what we are returning here is not exactly the same as what is in the column definition. So let's go to column definition. Let's go to column definition. Okay, we are going to do that here on admin and list. Let's see. Let's see here. So it looks like we've got category here which was not added here on this list. Okay, so what we want to do, let's see, this is going to be a category. Let's try this. Okay, let's try this first. Type product response. Okay, now this is the product response is equal to going to be this type. Okay, but not only this type and something else, which is going to be category as string. As you can see, let's check here if that is the case. Do we have category here, name, description, whatever, and category? Okay, and then let's just go back here, copy and paste. Sometimes we make some typing errors unnecessarily. Okay, I'm happy with this. And then what I want to do now, this is going to be an array of this, as you can see. Okay, this means we can now come here. On this table and add a category. Where are we going to add it? Let's add it after description. And then let's add a category because we know it's there. And then this is product category. Or let's just type category. Okay. Okay, let's check why there's a red thing here. It looks like now this column's definition, since we have changed the types, okay, it's complaining. Of course, because the reason why it's complaining, it's because the data that we are getting from this table doesn't have category here. Let's check this query. What have we done to type this query? As you can see, we've used product, okay? What I want to do, I want from the column, can't I export this type so that we can use it elsewhere as well? Export. Okay. Then we are going to type this as this now. Okay, we are going to type, let's see. This is somewhat false in a way. Querying product list, let's see. Does it gives us product list with a category? Yes, I think so. Yes, it does. Let me prove this. Here is it. Category is there. Okay. Now I'm convinced that we are doing the right thing. So now here we want to put this and we are going to import it from where we have declared it. So now our TypeScript is in sync. And suppose when we refresh, we've got a category, at least a category field, okay, even though the category is not there. Now let's test this thing, okay. We want to create this, and let's just take any image here. Okay, just check any image. Okay, let's just even take this one. Okay, and then the product is aloe testing category, testing category. As you can see, the category, let's say it's met. Okay, and then what we can do, we can just say the product price 4.6. Then in stock we've got 56. Okay, let's save. Suppose there is loading here. That means if there is no is loading, this is somewhat telling us that there is an error. Okay, usually what usually have those things, it's what can I say, let me just open this. What usually gives some errors, it's this image picker sometimes. So everything is fine here. Let's click add. Okay, our React hook form doesn't want to add. Let's go back here on product add. Let's go to, am I on the products list? No, product, add product. Then let's check on React hook form where this has been defined. It has been defined here. Let's check on our errors. Okay, let's check on our errors. First of all, let's go to that select and see if we're doing the right thing in terms of its own errors. Okay, let's see, where is this div? Where does this div ends? It ends where it ends here. As you can see, first of all, the prices for these errors has got something to do with the error for this category select item has got something to do with the price of which that's wrong. Okay, this is the first thing that I want to fix. Okay, this is the first thing that I want to fix. Maybe the select element has got an error, but we couldn't see it. Okay, as you can see. Okay, now expecting string received undefined. Okay, let's click here. This means that, and this is correct. Okay, sorry, the select item is not linked to React hook form. My apologies about this. The select item is not linked to React hook form. Okay, and also that is going to be some sort of a mission and a half. Why it's going to be a mission and a half? Because we need to manipulate this select component. Okay, let me show you how we are going to do that. The first thing that we want to do, we want to hijack it. Let's see. Let me just format this. Okay, let's go to select. Let's go to select. And then what we want to do on this on select, let's see what are the events that are here. Let's see on. Okay, as you can see, there is on open change, there is on value change. Okay, React hook form doesn't recognize these types of events. Okay, it knows the on change and let's say the on focus. So this shardcn component, I think it's what can I say, it's is it a controlled component or uncontrolled component? It's a controlled component. I would like to believe so. Okay, it's a control. This is what I want to mean in a way. This component has got its own unique internal mechanism that React hook form doesn't understand. So we are not going to connect to this input like this, where is register input like this. Okay, so we need to some sort of improvise. So what we want to do now, we want on this event on value change, we want to create we want to take an arrow function. We are going to receive something here. Let's say value. We're going to receive a value here, the selected value. The first thing that we want to do, we want to alert the selected value. We want to see what is that selected value. Okay, we just want to see it. Let's check furniture. As you can see, okay, I'm happy with this. So now what I want to do, I want to use set value, okay, from React hook form, set value, to set a custom value for what? For category. And let me just put something here. As you can see, we need to put something. Then we want to put this value here. Okay, I'm not going to continue and do anything here because I want to show you an error that might happen so that we can fix it. I don't want to quickly fix it without some sort of an error for the sake of learning. Now let's see. Expected type of string received undefined. As you can see, Let's see. We have clicked met here, but this error doesn't go away. When we choose an image, why the errors are not moving away? Okay, this one disappears, but this one doesn't. Let me just click here to see. This one only disappeared here. We will also fix this one. As you can see, so these errors only disappear when we click here. Okay, I don't want that. Check again. There's an error here. Click, click, click. They all don't disappear. Let's click here. It only disappears here. Okay, so we want this error to disappear immediately after selecting this. So let's just check here on set value. I think on set value, there is another argument that we can pass here, which has got something like should validate. Okay, let's make this to true. We are telling this that as soon as this is set, it needs to validate so that it can refresh the error list for the error for this category. Let's go and check that. Okay, let's go and check that. As you can see, there's an error there. And then now it quickly validates. Okay, what I'm going to do, since I'm all about in the category and this video is already longer, I'm not going to attend this image now. That means the image that doesn't quickly change. Okay, that doesn't quickly validate. Okay, I just want to focus only on this category thing until I'm done with it. I will deal with this later. Okay, and then the product name, let's say this is Amazon. Okay, testing. So we want to make this a furniture. Okay, for some reason. And then we can just type anything here and anything here. So let's test and add this product. As you can see, now product has been added. Let's go to category. Sorry, to list of products. Suppose we've got an image here. Here is an image. We've got Amazon. We've got testing. Let's see why it doesn't have category. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to the console. Okay, because it's supposed to have category. Let's see, these ones, they cannot have a category. Okay, but this one is supposed to have a category. Okay, this is still showing a category of null. Let's just go to the database to investigate what might be the problem. First of all, let's go to the API endpoint. API endpoint, when we are adding a product, we need, okay, we didn't check something when we are adding a product. Does this product adds a category, this endpoint? Guys, I don't think so. Okay, I really don't think so. Let's see, form data. As you can see, guys, we're getting all the things here, but not the category. Okay, at least this is something that we can fix. In fact, it's looking for a category ID. Yes, it's looking for a category ID, not the name. Okay, it's looking for a category ID. I think so. Now let's just quickly go to the UI and see how is that typed. Okay, so that we can stick to like the actual typing. Let me just form type. Here is it. Let's see here on form type. Image file, price, or since we are the ones who are creating this, so we created this type with Zod, we want to go to Prisma. Okay, for consistency, let's go to Prisma. Where is my Prisma schema? Okay, let's go to product. The relationship between the product and the category is category ID, not the name. So we need to do this. Sorry about this. We need to copy this and go to the product. The first thing that we need to do on our schema, where is our schema? Okay, I'm in the wrong place here. Okay. What can I do? Let me just make an error here so that when I'm coming back here, I know that I need to pay attention to this. Okay. Okay. Let me just say, okay, I want to make an error here to know that I was busy doing this. Okay. Now let's go back to product and then let's go to our schema. Okay. In our schema, we have only a category. That's not what we want. We want a category ID. And in terms of our schema, is this a string or a number? Let's see. This is an int. Okay, let's make this a number. I don't want to be on pay attention. I want to be here. Make this a number. Okay, a number. Happy with this. And then obviously we are going to have some TypeScript errors. That's not much of a problem. We are going to fix that. Let's see which is the first one that has it. Let's continue. There is no error so far. We're supposed to have some sort of a straight line here. Let's just quickly go here. Somewhere here. Set value category. Let's see. Sign parameter to type name, string, price, what. Okay, I think this is let's see. Set value. This is supposed to be a number. And then set category to value. This is supposed to be a string. Okay. Now what we want to do, we want to convert this to a number. And I want this value pass int. Okay, we are making this an integer first. Okay, and then what we want to do, let's go to the select and see when we in terms of the value. Okay, where I am now. When I'm setting this as a number. We are setting value. Let's go to, where do I want to go? I want to go to the actual select. Okay, this is the actual select on value. Okay, on the looping side. Sorry guys about this. Okay, key is an ID. Okay, name and ID is number. Okay, I wanted to make sure that I am assigning this number here. It's not a string, so I'm happy with this, and I am happy with this pass int so that it can be a number. Then let's check what, oh, the category ID is not there. Okay, sorry, this is category ID. Okay, now I see category ID. Okay, what else that might be there? Dot category ID. Dot category ID. All right. Number one, we have managed to send a category ID to the database. I'm happy with that. Do we have any error here? No. We have managed to send a category ID to the database. And then now we want to accept this. As you can see, pay attention. I'm paying attention. We want to get a category ID here. Okay, as a number. Category ID as string, but we want to say as number. Why all of a sudden we're getting a problem? Conversion a type from a data type value of 9 to a type. So that means this can be null. Okay, I think that's what it's saying. Okay, let's see. Dot get category ID as number. Okay, it's saying that it can be null. Let's read conversion of type from a data entry null to type of number. Okay, this can be this and it can be null. Okay. Okay, I think we can do something about this. Let's see. What can we do? This is a TypeScript error. Let's see. Let's first go and add this here. This is the lowest hanging fruit. We don't have to really think much about it. Not this. Okay, not this. Okay, and then let's see, how are we going to validate this if it's a number? We are going to get this. Let's do this. We're going to get this from here. What's the type of this? It can be this and it can be null. What is the type of this? It's exactly string. Let's be clever. Let's let it be a string. There is no much of a problem here. Okay, as string. Okay, everything worked well. And then we want this or to work. Okay, sometimes you just have to go with the flow in life. Okay, it's going to receive this as a string. And then when we are passing it to the database, await category. Okay, category ID. And then pass int. My apologies about this. Pass int. And then comma. And we are done. Let's go back and test again. Okay. Okay, now what we are going to do when we are creating a product, we are going to look at the console or the network to see if was the category added. Let's check. Let's look for, where are my images? I used to have some cool images here. All right, so full table, full table, and then testing category. Category, and then what is the category? Let's make this a furniture. Okay, invalid input, expected number, receive none. Okay, let's go back here where we are manipulating a product, where we are manipulating the select. Okay, let's just check here where we are manipulating select. Where is our select? Okay, select. Let's just go here to select. Okay, I think I'm happy here. Okay, Zod is expecting a number. Okay, Zod is expecting a number. And what am I sending here? String. In category, I'm passing a number. Should validate is equal to true. Okay. On value change, I'm passing here a number. Okay, let's go back to C. Again, I am passing an ID here, which is a number on this key. But on the value, okay, we don't need this key here, guys. We only need it on the group. On the value, I'm passing a name. That was a problem. Okay. Type number is not assignable to a type string. Okay, cool. I know it's a number. I'm going to convert this to string. Dot to string. Okay. Dot to string. But now I know ID, it's a number and it's guaranteed because before it was a name. Let's go back here. Select again. As you can see now, everything works well, but let's make this a furniture. Okay, I think we are good to go. Am I on the network? Yes. Let's add this. As you can see, it's adding. Now we are having some different error. Product input field required. Now tell me, what do you get? Where is that product input field API endpoint error? Let's go back up here. I don't think category ID is there. That's why it's complaining. That's what I'm thinking. And then what I want to do, I want you to give me, instead of the error message, I want you to return form.get category ID. I want you to return category ID. Error category ID. Let's see, was this an error? Input field required. Yes. I want you to give me category ID instead. I'm assuming that category ID is not being sent there. Category ID is null, as you can see. If we can send stock or maybe description, suppose description is there. Okay. As you can see, description is there. So we are having an issue with category ID. That's not much of a problem. This is a UI error. Let's go back to add product. Somewhere here. Sorry, add product. Now let's go to form submit method. Form submit. You are receiving this data. What is your type? Do you have category ID? Yes, you have it. Okay, I am not appending the category ID here. Okay, as you can see, I'm not appending the category ID here. Let me copy this category ID from here. And I want to add it here. Append category ID dot category ID. Now this is supposed to work fine. Let's check again. As you can see, we have added this ID of 4, price and stock. Where is the category ID? Category ID of 1. Suppose now when we come back here, we've got the category ID of, the category ID of object, okay? Obviously, we are getting something, but it's such that, what can I say? We are not getting exactly what we want. And let me show you why we are not getting exactly what we want. Let's go here. Let's go to the last one, which is ID of 4, the pool table. Let's look at this structure. We are having category here. This category is not the name, it's an object. Okay, and that object has got the name. So what we want to do, we want to go to our column definition in the list. Where is the list? Product list, column definition, where we are having a category. Okay, where we are having our category, let's see, category key and category header. Let's add a cell here on category, and then we are going to respond, let's say, with a p tag. Okay, we are going to receive category here, but this category is not the string. We need to do it like this. Obviously there will be an error here for now because of TypeScript. I don't mind much about this because I just want to get this to work first so that I can fix the TypeScript. Now let's see category.name description. Still on pool, we don't get the category. Okay, first it was an object, but now we don't really get it. Okay, let's go back here, guys. Console, let's go and check here, and let's check under this pool table. Okay, let's read this structure. Let's just read the structure. We've got category, which is an object. Okay, and when we put this category here, it was an object indeed. Happy with that. And then We've got category ID. I don't want that. Created at description, ID, image, name. So there is nothing else here except this category. Okay. So accessor key, it's category, and the header is category. I'm thinking there was something like a function here. Let's see. There was something like a function here, but now I forgot what it was. But I think there was a way in terms of accessor key of adding a function. Okay, but I'm going to look it on the documentation. Let's see. Okay, I wanted to test if can I add a function here. Accessor key, let's say access function. Okay, cool, not much of a problem. So what we want to do here, we want to go to the documentation and try to check. Okay, let's do this. My apologies about that. Let's do this. Let's make this a normal function that can console log. Okay, console.log. Check here, guys. Okay, now we are going to find the truth. This needs to console log whatever that is here. And let's give it a name. Okay, let's call this nothing but the truth. Okay, we want to see it on console log what is inside there. Nothing but the truth. Nothing but the truth. I'm laughing at this name. Has got what? Nothing but the truth has got the table. Cool. This was my mistake. We are getting there now. Okay. When we get here on nothing but the truth, it doesn't have the actual value. Okay. I'm happy with this. So let's go back to where we were. Go back to where we were. And then let's do this. Okay. Const category is equal to, here let's say item, let's just say row. Okay, here let's just say row is equal to, for the context, if it's row it's fine, dot row dot rows dot original. This is what we want to do. And then, excuse me, and then we are going to get category. Now category is that object. I am convinced about that. And then what we want to do, we want to return category dot name. TypeScript will complain, but I don't mind much about that because I am blah 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 blah. What is the problem now? Let's see. Property of null name undefined. Not much of a problem. Row.row.original.category. For now, category is a string. I don't mind about that. Okay. This will tell us the truth. Let's console nothing but the truth again. Okay, let's just type test here. Okay. .log. Now let's just say truth. Okay. I am expecting to get that object here. Truth is exactly that object. And the name is furniture. And when I'm getting the name from that object, it's telling me that cannot get an object of null. Now I'm not sure what might be the problem. Go back. We're changing truth to be furniture. Maybe sometimes this name is not there. Maybe. Now let's say, apologies about this, when it's there. Okay, let's do this. I'm not sure if this might be an option. Okay, as you can see, now this furniture comes. Okay, so this means that this furniture is not just going to be there. I'm happy with this. And then I want to take this to here, because it might be there, it might not be there. Okay, so we're accessing it optionally. And then we have reached the end of this session. It was a long one, but it was worth it. Now we've got furniture here. In the next session, we're just going to fix this. Okay, I'm a bit tired and this has been long enough. Okay, we will just have to fix this type. In fact, let's see. I don't think this is something to write a story about. Category is not string. Category is an object that will have a name, and in that name, this is going to be a string. Okay, as you can see, this is fixed. Okay, don't quit when you're tired, quit when you're ready. As you can see, guys, everything is well. Matthew Msingati, the designer and developer from South Africa. You can book your one-on-one 1 hour as a discovery call where you can ask me anything that you want as a beginner. And then from then you can decide if you want to take the 10-hour coaching course. You just click here for the 10-hour coaching course. And that's about it. See you on the next one.
All right, guys, let's continue. So as you can see, we are having category as a string here. Maybe a product might change its category, let's say. So we need to have a select here so that we can click and then change the category. So how are we going to do this? Let's just go back here. As you can see here, we are inside our columns, okay? Here in this component, we are not inside a React function, okay? And hooks for fetching data, because this data that we're going to fill in here must come from a database. The default value is furniture, but we must have a list of other possibilities, and we need to use a 10-stack query or some sort of use query. And use query, it's a hook and it must be used inside a component function. This forces us to go outside that definition, the column definition, to components, and then create our own component. And then this component is going to be, let's say, category updater. Okay, category updater component. Let's see, updater or updater. Okay, component. .tsx. Okay, this component will update the category. Then let's type here rfce. What we want to do first, we want to copy the select element. Let's go to our add product here. Suppose here we've got a select element, okay, that can even toggle, okay, when it's loading. I'm happy with this. So we need to go back to the component. Okay, I think this is category updater component. Where is category? Okay. Okay, category updater component. All right, and then let's continue. We want to put this inside this div. Then what we want to do, we want to go and copy all the select details, the select imports. Okay, select imports. Let's go to that component again, and then let's select. My apologies about this. What might happen? I can remove this. Okay, let me input. This ends where? This ends here. And then we've got, okay, I think we are good to go. Okay.
So we have imported this. And then what we want to do, we don't need set value. We need this form query that will give us the list of categories. So let's go to add here. Go to definition. We need this form query. Okay, and then go back. And then where do I want to be? What am I busy with? Looks like I am lost in my own code. Okay, I think I'm in the list. No. I'm in the special component. Okay. So this use query will work here because this is a React component. Import this category. Import Axios. Okay. Now it looks like everything works. We don't need these errors here. Okay. So what we want to receive here as a dependency, first of all, let's check it's value, which is the default value, or default value. Let's make this specific. Okay, it's going to be a string. We are going to take this default value and take it to the select. Here is our own select. Let's see if is there any default value. Let's start from here. So its default value is going to come from the calling module. So let's just go here and then go to products. Okay, products. Where do I want to be? I want to be on products. Yes. And then I want to be here. And then here I want the category. And then in the category, I want to put this component. Okay, my apologies about that. And then let's do this. Import it. And then in this category, we want a default value of category. Let's see, category dot name. So the default value will be category. Let's see. Okay. Maybe this might be null. Let's see. Okay. Now it's loading. And then it has got the category. And then here we've got product category. We've got some options here, but what is the default value? Okay, let's see. Let's remove. Let's go back here first. And then what do we want to remove here? We want to remove the label. We want to remove the wrap. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, but this one doesn't have the value. Let's not use default value in the select, or maybe let's use default value, but okay. Did I add a default value? Yes, I think so. But what we can do here, let's just say here, testing. Let's see. It looks like even if we put testing here, there is no, let's say, looks like there is no default value here, even if we can put the testing. Okay, cool. Then what I want to do, let me put value here instead. I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. Okay, that's not much of a problem. Where is a place where I set the, what is this? I set the what? Let's see what are the properties that we can get here. Value, default value, on change. Let's just quickly go to Shatsen. I want to see something. On select, I want to check something there. I want to see something. Suppose this default value works. Okay, let's see. This is what I want. Select value placeholder. Let me take the default value and put it here and see. I think this might work. That's what I was looking for. Default value is not available here. It is available. Let's check, guys. Okay, let's go back and see why default value is not available. It might happen it's not even being passed from the column. It might happen. Category.name. Let me just type here default. Let's see if something will be there. Okay, where am I missing this? Looks like nothing wants to work. Okay, there's a default value here. Let me go to here. Default value. Let me just say the default value is init. Okay, no init anywhere. Then let's see what we're trying to do. This is the use query. Okay, loading. Okay, select. I don't think we need this. Default no, default open, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Default. There is default. Okay, I think this default is coming from where? Let's see. Oh, this is init. So I think this default is coming from the calling module. Let's say calling. Maybe the default value must be one of the values that are available there. Let's say furniture, not just any other value. Let's see. Okay. Default. Okay. I am sending this as a default value, a string. Okay, let's say passed. Okay, I'm happy with this. Let's go here. Now, when we get here, we want to alert. Are we here? Alert. Default value. Let's see. Okay, that means we do have the default value here. So we don't really need this init. Okay, fine. Let's go back to column. Let's check if do we get the name. Restart. Let's see. Okay, it looks like there's some sort of an error here. Let's go to this one. It's not alert. Okay, or maybe we can console log instead. Okay, so let's check this and console log instead, just to test what's in there. There is init, and then furniture, okay? All right, let's see where is that furniture coming from. I'm assuming it's coming from a calling module. Is that the case? Yes, okay. So it looks like we are winning here in terms of passing the data to this component. Now, what we want to do, okay, let's continue. We want this default value, to be here on placeholder. Let's remove the default and just use the placeholder. Okay, as you can see now, everything is working. There's init. Okay, and then there is this one. I'm happy with this. So let's just type here none. That means there is no category. And here there is a category. So at least we are winning now, guys. Okay, everything is going according to plan. And then what I want to do, I want when I am clicking, when I'm selecting, when I'm selecting an item here, we need to do what? We need to update the what? The back end. Okay, we need to send an API and update the back end, and then from then that is supposed to refresh this table. Let's do that. And then on change, what do I want to do on change? Let's call on change handler. And then we pass this value. Let's declare on change handler somewhere here. Sorry, const. All right, let's continue, guys. So we are declaring on change handler here. We are going to receive a value. Obviously, is it a number or string? For now, let's just make it a string. Okay, so we are going to receive that value. What are we going to do with that value? We need to create a mutation. Okay, we need to create some sort of a mutation. Let's create that. Okay, I think I can copy it from add product. For mutation, we need to copy this. And then let's go back. And then we can't create a mutation inside here. Mutation must be outside here. So that means let's just declare this on success. And where is my data? Okay, I want add product. And then I want to declare all of these. Okay, I want to declare all of these. This is what message category updated. Category failed. And this is category. Okay, I'm happy with this. Let's go to mutation. Here is a for mutation. Then we use for mutation. In terms of the mutation data, I don't think this is the one that we want, but that's nothing to write a story about. And then let's import toast. Okay, let's see, where are we importing this? We don't really have to reset anything. To me, this seems like it's going to work, but it's sending this data to the wrong API. Let's just see if it's going to call the API in a way. Let's see. Okay, we didn't call a mutation function dot mutate. Sorry, we're supposed dot mutate. Okay, let's see, mutate option, exist, undefined, let's see. Okay, the mutation is expecting an argument, let's see. Mutation function is taking data, nope, it's not taking data now here, okay. Is it gonna take data or not? If yes, where is it going to take it? I think it needs to take the data, or it receives a category. I think it's going to receive a category here, and the category is going to be a string. And category only or category and ID? Okay, let's see. Cat ID. Let's say we're receiving it as a string. Okay, this is wrong typing. Looks like I'm asleep now. I don't know why. Okay. Cat ID string and category string. Okay, so what we want to do here, we want to take the cat ID and then update product forward slash. Okay, let's just do this. And then, sorry, I want a backticks. Okay, let's see. Sorry. /id. All right, and in terms of the data, we want a category here. Okay, we might as well pass one category. Okay, I think I'm done. So where is this cat ID is going to be coming from? Let's see. So we are mutating here. We're going to receive value and we're going to pass a value here. Argument of type string is not assigned to parameter of type cat ID. All right, let's see who is calling this on change. Let's see, mutation.mutate. Okay, now I see. Cat ID. Argument of type cat ID string is not assignable to a category string. Okay. Okay, let's just try to make sense of this. Let's see what we're trying to do. We are mutating here on update, of course. The value that we're going to get here is the ID. Okay. Then do we need the category name? If that's the case, let's just leave it here for now in case we're going to need it. But I'm just thinking we are going to set on product, set the category ID to a value. Okay. So let's just see if the, what can I say? Let's just see if the API will be hit. As you can see, we are hitting the endpoint, but the endpoint does not exist. So let's quickly create the endpoint. Let's check which one is it. Update product. Let's go to endpoint. Let's create update product. Update product, and then how do I want to do this? I want to update product, yes. And then inside update product, I want to take an ID here and then add route here .ts. And then what we want to do here, we want to type here const update equal to export is equal to async. This must be an async function. And then what we want to do now, we want to get the parameters. Okay. So what we are going to do, let's first type return next response .json. We just want to see if first we can reach this endpoint. We want to see if first we can reach this endpoint. Let's see. Can we reach this endpoint? Let's see why it has failed. Why this has failed. Let's go back here. Let's go down on debugging and let's see. Okay, post API, update products. Okay, no HTTP method exported. Okay, export const. Okay, there is no HTTP method called update. Let's use patch. Apologies about that. So now we can reach that endpoint. Copy fail. Let's check what's the problem. Okay, let's see. Export const patch is equal to async. I'm happy with this. We are supposed to receive, even though we are not going to use it for now. Okay, this is going to be a next request. Okay, and next request, undo, next request. Okay, let's see. This is okay. Do I patch or I am posting on my UI? We just have to go back to the UI and see. Where am I getting the mutation? The mutation is posting instead of patching. Okay. My apologies about that. Let's see. As you can see, we can reach this endpoint. And then now that we can reach this route, where am I? Update. Okay. So what we want to do now, here, we want some. Okay, so what we are going to do, we need to receive params here, and then we need to type these params, and then we are going to have params here, and the type of these params is going to be a promise. Okay, and then the promise will be type of ID. This promise is supposed to be P because it's a TypeScript type, and then ID redo. Okay, let's put P here. ID of a number. Okay, so what we want to do, we want const ID is equal to await. Let's await this param. Okay, I don't know why I keep on copying the wrong things. Await this param dot ID. Okay, and then let's see if we are going to get this param from here. Okay, let's go back here, and then let's click here. Okay, we get one, we get two. I'm happy with this. Okay, and then what else do I want? Now that I've got the ID, okay, I want to make sure if there is no ID, then return next response dot JSON. Then what do I want to write here? Error, and then the error message is No ID required. ID required. And then what else do we want? Let's put a status of 400, right? Yes, 400. And then should we continue here, this means that we are ready to update without the data. Let's just check. We don't have the data from the API. Okay, what we want to do, we want to type a const. What is it that we want? Okay, let me see. We've got the ID. Okay, I don't think we need the data. It's only the ID that we need. Let's continue. Const const what? Const db item. db item is equal to prisma. Is this prisma coming from lib prisma? Yes. Prisma dot product dot update where ID. All right, now I see the data that I was looking for. Where ID is equal to, for now, let's just type 1. Okay, where ID is equal to, and then data. Okay, the data that we are going to update is, let's just go and check our schema on product. We need this ID, okay, so that we can uniquely update this ID. In this ID, we want the category ID, okay. The one that we have now, it's a category ID, okay. Now let's go back. Okay, data category ID, let's just say it's gonna be a category ID. Okay, so what we want to do here, we want to type const category ID, let's just say is equal to 1 for now. So what we want to go back to where do we want to go back to? I think we want to go back to this component. Okay, this component needs to be aware of the let's see, these components need to be aware of the row, the current row, okay, because the current row has the ID. So what we want to do, we want here to say row ID, let's say product ID. Okay, product ID, and then we want the product ID as well. It looks like I keep on copying things that I don't want to copy. Okay, for now let's just say it's going to be a number. We will change it to string if need be. And then once we get this row ID, okay, the row ID, what do we want to do? Form query categories, this is not what I want. I want product update. What we need to do, what can I say, the professional way or the best practice is to put, I keep on copying things that I don't want. Okay, where is the product ID? The product ID is going to be here because it identifies the record. Okay, and then here, instead of category, we want a category ID. Okay, we want a category ID. Okay, now let's try to make sense of this again. Let's go back here. Where are we using this mutation? On change, we are receiving a value. The value that we are receiving, it's a category ID. Okay, mutate category ID and category.
Let's see. I don't think we need this category. Yes, I don't think we need this category. What we want here, we can even pass this. Okay, it's fine. Let's just do this. And then let's go to mutate. Here we are passing only the what? Yeah, the category ID, because it's the category that we are selecting. We need to receive the category ID only here. The category ID only. Okay. We want to receive the category ID only, and then where is the cat ID? Let's just do this. Okay, we are receiving a category ID. I'm happy with this, and then we are passing it here, okay, as data. So now in the URL, we are passing the product ID. In the JSON object, we are passing the category ID, okay? What do I want to check? I think I'm done and I'm happy. Let's check where the error is. Is there any error? Maybe. Mutation, it's category ID. Then I'm happy with this. Let's go back to, is there anything that I need to check here? Let's go back to columns. Columns, I think, need something. The product ID, okay? Which here we had a category name. It's something that we don't need. The category name we don't need. We need a product ID here. So let's change this to product ID. Okay, it can be a small letter, it's fine. Dot rows dot original dot product ID or dot ID. Then we will pass the product ID here, which has to be here. Okay. Apologies about this. I think I'm just making a mistake. Okay, this is fine. If we want a product ID as well, we can do this. Go to then dot product ID dot ID. Then we need to pass something else. What do we want to pass? Let's see. Product ID. And then we're going to pass this product ID. I'm not sure what seems to be a problem. Seems to be a lot of problem, but I don't know what it is. Okay. What is this? This is a number. Okay, cool. Then category. Okay, now I see. Now I see. Category. Let's see. What are the things that you need here? Let's see. Okay, I can go and check here. This needs a default value and a product ID. Okay, let's go back. Default value. Okay, this was right. And a product ID here, not here. And a product ID here. Okay, and here is a product ID. My apologies about this. Okay, product ID, Control C, and then Control V here. Now we're getting there. Okay, now I think we are getting there. Let's go here. We've got the product ID. Where are we taking the product ID to? We are taking the product ID to here. And then in terms of category, we're getting it here. And then let's see. And then let's go to the API to make sure that this aligns with the API. Let's go back to the API endpoint, and then we want to update category. And then once we have the ID here, we want const
product ID equal to await, let's await this request dot JSON. Okay, let's say as string, and then where ID, this is pass int, where ID is this one, and category ID equal to category ID. Where is category ID coming from? Let's see, make sure that we're doing the right thing. In the params, we are getting, my apologies about this, in the params, we are getting the product ID, see as number. In the params, we're getting the product ID because it identifies the record. Okay, we don't have to pass int. Let's see. And then in the category, let's see how it is ID, product ID. Okay, here we want this category ID here. Okay, so you can see awaiting the JSON. Okay, await.json. Let's see. And then let's just say dot. And then in our case, it's going to be dot what, dot category ID. I think that's how we're going to do it. Oh, let's just do it like this for now. Okay. This is going to come here as what? Let's go to here. We are passing this as what? As you can see, as category ID. So let's go to the API route. Category ID of a string. So let's say, okay, cat data, let's say, make this generic. What we want to do first, we want to be defensive, or if this is not there, ID required, let's say input required. Okay, we are just trying to be generic. And then from there, let's see, now we are going to have category ID dot, okay, cat data dot category ID. String is not assignable to a type number. Okay, let's go back here. Let's just pass int here. Okay, sorry, dot this, and then let's pass int here. Now I think we are done, and then return to us the updated data. Return to us the updated data, and let's click save, and let's go and test. And we want to make sure that we are on the network. Refresh. We are changing furniture here to met, and we want to check action update. Should this have action? This means that we didn't await this. Okay, we didn't await this Prisma so that it can give us the actual data that we need. Go back here, refresh. Then met. Okay, something failed. Okay, let's just quickly check what is the problem.
why this failed. Argument ID invalid value. Okay. On ID invalid value, let's check on ID. Maybe we're passing a string. Okay. Maybe it's coming as a string, so we need to pass int as well here. Okay, and then where is something? Okay, let's see. As much as it's coming as a number here, I think it's a string. Okay, so we need to pass int there. Let's just go and test again. Now everything works well. The ID, it's ID of 4. I'm happy with that. Or the category ID is 1. Now let's see if we can choose this. ID of 4, the category ID is 2. Now I think we are done. So that means now we can update. Now let's update the studio to be met. Okay, updated. Let's refresh. Suppose this is met. Let's see when we're updating this one. Okay, this doesn't load, or it doesn't have some sort of a spinner here. This is going to be a fix in the next video. Okay, so if you have made it this far, thank you so much for making it this far. I'm Matthew Msengati, the designer and developer. If you might want to get a free consultation from me for 1 hour to answer all your questions to help you understand Next.js, React.js, and JavaScript, please feel free to contact me on this email to some sort of book a discovery call. Otherwise, I have got a 10-hour coaching course where I can teach you exactly what you want. You can just click here or check the link in the description below. And at the moment, it's only 4,500 rands. Thank you so much. See you on the next one.